again from the floor of my apartment. So it is about October 23rd here in Japan, and it is already like winter. So everyone in Japan is kind of like celebrating that the hot summer is over, and I am crying next to my space heater. Anyway, I've got my big warm sweater, and I've got my suitcase here. I don't know if you can see it. So as you know from the description, today we're going to be talking about what to pack for moving to Japan in 2021 or 2022, since it's kind of almost 2022. Okay, just cutting in to say that as of today, November 2nd, Japan's borders are still closed. There's still no news as to when the borders will open, but this video is for when that happens, and hopefully it's soon. Okay, so I'll get right to the point. I know why you're here. I'll start with the 2021-2022 specific things, and then I'll just end with some general moving to Japan packing tips. To start off, what I brought when I came to Japan was this tiny carry-on guy. Can you see him? And I also brought two big suitcases that had, don't look in my closet, two big suitcases which had the majority of my clothes. I had those two giant suitcases, but just for visual effect today, I will be pretend packing in this one tiny suitcase. So the reason I have one tiny suitcase and two giant suitcases is because of quarantine. So for quarantine, I didn't want to lug around those giant suitcases. I had those suitcases shipped to my apartment from the airport. It was actually really easy and not that expensive. I will link down below some instructions on how to do that. So then I had this tiny suitcase which I used for my quarantine. So everything I needed for my quarantine was in this tiny carry-on suitcase. So that being said, what should be in your tiny carry-on suitcase? Probably the most important thing that you will need is your list of documents to get into the country. You might want to have a manila folder like this, or any type of folder, full of your documents ready to present at any moment. You will need them to get on the plane. You will need them during multiple checkpoints in the airport. You're going to be in the airport for maybe 4 to 5 hours showing these documents. The list of documents is changing all the time, so please check your local Japanese consulate website for the official list of updated documents. I did make a video for all the documents I needed when I got here, and I will link that video down below. This is the most important thing, which is the COVID test form. So you're gonna need a specific form from the Japanese government signed by your doctor for your negative COVID test, and it's a specific COVID test that you need. So don't come with a form from your doctor, come with the Japanese form, like this specific form here. So yes, have your list of documents. You're gonna want this on you, so maybe not in your carry-on, maybe if you have a backpack or something. Same with the mask, keep like a mask or a fresh mask or two in your backpack. We're gonna put it in the 2021-2022 suitcase. When you come to Japan, you are going to be in quarantine for 14 days. First 3 days, as of right now in October, are going to be in a government assigned quarantine building. So you're probably gonna have a lot of free time. You're gonna need things to do, some maybe video games. This is a Nintendo Switch that has Animal Crossing in it, something to read, and maybe something to study Japanese with. This is the infamous Mina no Nihongo. So in the suitcase. Next, so again, you're going to be in a government quarantine for 3 days if things are the way they still are when you come to Japan. So you're gonna want to bring some snacks. So for those 3 days, you're not going to be able to go to the convenience store, you're not gonna be able to go to the supermarket. So you're gonna want to have some snacks, or else you're only gonna have access to the food that they give you when they feed you. And if you're like me, that's not gonna be enough. So not gonna lie, these actually aren't snacks, it's for this tea. But I didn't have any snacks in my house, so we're gonna pretend it's snacks for today in the suitcase. Next thing you're gonna wanna bring, more important than the other two things actually, is a thermometer. You're going to be asked to monitor your health while you're in quarantine, and that includes taking your temperature every day. For that, you will need a thermometer. This is the one I got. It's a digital under-the-arm oral or rectal thermometer. So you're going to be asked to send in your temperature and health condition every day via email or line, or maybe through your company. So for me, it was through my company. It depends how you're doing it in the suitcase. If you are like a fitness or yoga person, like bring your freaking yoga mat to quarantine. Like I don't know how I would have survived quarantine without being able to do yoga or some kind of YouTube workout video. Next thing you're gonna want to bring is some cold and flu medication. I know this is Advil, but whatever cold and flu medication that you like. God forbid you do get sick while you're in quarantine, you might want to have some medication on you. Probably shouldn't go out to the world looking for medication if you are feeling sick, and Japanese medication tends to be weaker than Western medication. Also, it might be difficult trying to navigate a Japanese drugstore and figuring out the kind of medicine that you need when you first get here. But yeah, don't go out into the world if you get sick during quarantine. Have medicine on you already prepared into the suitcase. Now for probably the most obvious thing that you're going to want to have on you when you're quarantining is some disposable face masks. If you're coming from somewhere like the United States or London, you're going to be on a long flight before you get to Japan. So you might want to change your mask. You might feel gross wearing the same mask for a 14-hour flight, and like 5 more hours in the airport, and then you're going to this 3-day quarantine. I don't know, you might need it. Have more than one mask on you in the suitcase. Another thing you're going to want to have on you for quarantine are some comfy clothes. Yeah, those 3 days you are not going to be leaving your apartment. Maybe you'll do some work from home, so you might want to pack some work from home clothes if you need it. But yes, comfy clothes is a definite in the suitcase. So now that we got the 2021-2022 specific things out of the way, let's just talk about general things that you should pack when moving to Japan. There are some that I wish I knew about before I moved here that I want to share with you guys, and I'm gonna just start with the most important one that I wish I knew, and that was bring a towel. When you finally get to your apartment in Japan, there's probably not gonna be a towel there. You're gonna wanna shower immediately, and you're gonna have to use a blanket for a towel. It doesn't have to be a Studio Ghibli towel, but mine is. But yes, I did not bring a towel when I first came to Japan, and I used a blanket for like 2 weeks. I couldn't find a store that sold towels, and when I finally went to the Studio Ghibli store, they had towels. That's why I have Studio Ghibli towels, actually. Also a Studio Ghibli fan, but these were expensive towels. I would have much preferred to get cheaper towels. I did since find towels. You can get them at a home center. So, in the suitcase. You can tell I'm bad at organizing suitcases. It's probably going to take up most of your suitcase are your clothes. So my clothes were all in that giant suitcase that you saw earlier. I came in January, so I packed all winter clothes. I put all my summer clothes in boxes and shipped them to Japan, or tried to ship them to Japan. That's a story for another video. So you want to ship your other seasonal clothes. Just pack for the season that you are in right now, because you can only take so much in your suitcases. Oh, bring your credit card from home. It's really hard to get a credit card as a foreigner in Japan. I still use my American credit card all the time. It works here at a lot of places. So bring your foreign credit card. Something that was super helpful to me that you want to take care of before you come to Japan is get your SIM card. I use this service called Mobile, and I will link it down below. It's really helpful. They send you your SIM card in the mail to your house in your home country, so you can put it in your phone and have it activated as soon as you get to Japan. And it's a full working SIM card, so you can call, text, like internet, everything. Yes, highly recommend this service. It made things really easy. It is kind of expensive. It's on the pricey side for phone bills. So once you're settled in Japan, your contract for Mobile is up, you might want to switch to a local Japanese SIM card company. But for coming here, this was a godsend. Especially you're gonna be in quarantine, you're gonna want your cell phone. What if you don't have Wi-Fi? Like, get the SIM card. And that's really it. Again, like anything you miss, you can get on Amazon Japan. Like I got Frank's Red Hot Sauce on Amazon Japan when I was missing buffalo sauce. There's very little that you can't get here. So the things you want to pack are really the essential things that you'll need for when you first move to Japan, like the towels, the winter clothes or summer clothes, whatever season you're coming in clothes. There are a few things that I wish I packed that I can buy here, but I kind of don't want to buy because I already have them at home. And they're not like crazy expensive, but they're expensive enough that like I don't want to buy a new one since I already have one. But yeah, oh, I hope I'm not late for work. Oh, I have to leave. Okay, so I have to go to work. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any other tips, please leave them down below. If you have any questions, please leave them down below as well. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you again next time. Bye bye.